Sea markets.
If you want to hear from the top names in gold mining, BNN has been the channel to watch today. We've been talking to the CEOs of Barrick Gold, Kinross, Agnico, Eagle. You can catch those interviews on bnn.ca. Andy Bell had sat down a little bit earlier to discuss those issues. But let's talk about something that could be just as wealthy as far as things go, and that is Quebec's aluminum producers. They're currently importing over 6 million tons of metallurgical alumina, and it costs about $3 billion every year. But a new technology created by Exploration Orbit will now allow those producers to access the resource needed to make aluminum from rich clay deposits right under Quebec's Gaspé Peninsula. In fact, Orbit just has announced that it successfully produced its first ton of high-purity alumina A, a move that's sure to drastically change the industry. For a closer look at the revolutionary technology, Richard Boudreau joins us. He is the CEO of Exploration Orbit. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
And you brought props. We always love props.
We like to bring stuff with us.
Now, this looks like to my 4.5-year-old daughter as hot chocolate powder, but this is not. What are we looking at here?
I have to take it away from my children as well.
What is this?
This is clay. This is the aluminous clay of the Grande Vallée area, and it's been grounded, so it's very fine. But it's the constituent, the internal material that we need to produce the alumina.
So this is the final product right here.
This is the final product.
And how much is just this bottle here worth?
It's about $300 worth. It's high purity alumina. It's not the metallurgical level, which is used by the industry. It's used in the high-tech industry to dissipate the heat from the microprocessors in your computer.
Well, let's define our terms then. First of all, let's start with what alumina is.
Yes. Alumina is essentially aluminum rust. It's an oxide of aluminum, and if you have alumina and you put electricity with it, you can create aluminum directly. So the recipe is taking the cheap electricity in Quebec, you import the alumina, you put them together, you have a very nice industry into the aluminum industry. 12% of all the aluminum in the world is produced in Quebec that way.
And so this is a new way of getting this stuff out of the ground. I was describing it earlier as the oil sands of the aluminum industry. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, you're not the first one to say that, but I think it is pretty much so.
Okay, so how long before you find yourself to be sort of the oil sands player within the aluminum space?
What we've told today to the market is that we finalized it, we have arrived to our product, and we're ready to go to the next step, which is early production in the high-purity material and of the metallurgical alumina to produce aluminum.
And as they say in the real estate industry, location, location, location.
Absolutely.
It's the same case for you?
Yes, very much so.
How so?
We're located on the other side of the river from the aluminum plants. It's easy to take the material on the other side. We're within a stone throw away from an ocean, and we take the ocean water to create the acid and the material that we need to produce the material, so it's extremely low impact on the environment.
You have a patent on this technology?
Yes.
Very top secret right now.
Well, it's in the public domain. It is available.
Okay, so you do have a lot of people knocking on your door, though.
We do.
How so?
Well, a lot of people are interested in what we do and going to the next step, talking about take or pay agreement and things of that nature. So we're looking at different type of people.
How long before this becomes an industry-wide practice or a commonplace practice?
I would say 5 to 6 years would be the common practice, and certainly we're going to be in this business within 3 years or so.
Now, those who have been reportedly knocking on your door, Rio Tinto, Alcan, etc., what's the end game for Exploration Orbit? Is it to be absorbed, taken over by a company as large as that, or are you planning to go it alone?
No, the goal of the project was to do something meaningful on a large economic scale. This is what we're trying to accomplish and what my personal goal is. And we want to do that. We're working with Alouette, which includes a lot of these, the Rio Tinto, the Norsk Hydro, and the other producer in the world, and Alouette is our partner into this. So we're working with them into the next step, which is taking this material and bringing it out to them to produce the aluminum.
You mentioned the high purity component.
Yes.
When we think of aluminum, we traditionally think of its standard uses. But as you point out, these laptops on my desk here could not function without high purity aluminum.
Exactly. The microprocessor would be so hot it would burn. So you need something to release the thermal quantity that is produced by the microprocessor. Same thing with LED lights. And if you want LED lights, you need to have either aluminum or either a substrate made of diamond. So
Which is cheaper, right?
diamonds in your light bulbs may not be a recipe for good economic return.
How big of a market is this in 10 years?
Well, we expect the market in Quebec for the alumina, as you mentioned, is $3 billion. The market for the LED lights could be in the few $100 billion.
And within that 5 to 10 year time frame?
The revolution is taking place now. People are changing their CFL bulbs and other types of bulbs for LED lights. So it's happening right now. The price of alumina, specialty alumina, went from $15 a ton, $15 a kilogram, to $300 a kilogram in the last year and a half.
Fascinating stuff. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Richard Boudreau is the CEO of Exploration Orbits, joining us here in the studio. Still ahead, on the Close After Hours, it's the G20 finance ministers meeting this weekend in Paris. Will they emerge with anything meaningful? We'll find out when we come back. Thank you very much.